You probably think being a Roman soldier was all about wearing cool capes and winning epic battles for the emperor. The truth is actually a lot more about digging giant holes in the dirt and eating flavorless porridge while your feet bleed. If you lived 2,000 years ago and joined the army, your life was basically a never-ending boot camp that lasted 25 years. In this video, we are going to look at what it was actually like to survive a day in the life of a legionary. We will see how they trained, what they ate, and why their gear was heavy enough to crush a normal person today. It all started the moment you signed your name and became a soldier, which meant you basically gave up your rights as a human. Your training did not start with a sword or a shield, but with your feet. Roman generals believed that if a soldier could not march, he was completely useless to the empire. You had to learn to walk 20 Roman miles in just 5 hours while keeping a perfect steady rhythm with everyone else. If you fell behind or tripped, a centurion would likely hit you with a thick wooden stick made from a grapevine. Now imagine doing that same 20-mile walk while carrying 60 to 80 pounds of gear on your back. This included your armor, your weapons, a saw, a basket, a shovel, and even several days' worth of food. Soldiers were nicknamed Marius mules because they looked like pack animals carrying everything they needed to survive on their shoulders. Once you mastered the walking, they finally gave you a sword, but it was not the shiny steel one you see in movies. New recruits practiced with a wooden sword called a rudis and a wicker shield that were both twice as heavy as the real things. The goal was to make your arms so tired it felt like it was going to fall off every single day. They taught you to never swing your sword like a baseball bat because that leaves your body open to getting stabbed. Instead, you learned to hide behind your huge shield and make quick, short stabs at the enemy's stomach or face. It was not fancy or beautiful, but it was incredibly effective at clearing a battlefield very quickly. But the hardest part of the day was actually what happened after the 20-mile march was finally finished. Before any soldier could eat or sleep, they had to build a miniature city from scratch to protect themselves for the night. Every single afternoon, the soldiers would dig a deep trench and build a wooden wall with sharp stakes around their camp. They did this every single night, even if they were only staying for a few hours before moving on again. If you were the guy who forgot his shovel or got too lazy to dig, you were putting the entire group at risk. The food situation was not much better than the manual labor, as there were no pizzas or burgers in ancient Rome. Your main meal was usually a dry, hard bread called buccellatum, or a thick grain soup that tasted like nothing. Meat was actually pretty rare because it was hard to keep fresh while the army was moving through the woods. You usually drank sour wine mixed with water, which tasted like vinegar but helped kill the germs in the water. 8 men shared a single leather tent, and they had to cook together, sleep together, and clean their gear together. This small group was called a contubernium, and these men became closer than your own brothers. If one person in your group messed up or ran away during a fight, the punishment could be absolutely terrifying. The Romans had a practice called decimation, where they would force a unit to kill one of their own friends as a warning. This constant fear of the officers kept the army from falling apart when things got scary on the front lines. Despite the mud, the bad food, and the heavy packs, These men built the largest empire the world had ever seen. They were not just fighters, but they were engineers, builders, and the toughest hikers in human history.